welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And if you're watching the YouTube version, you might think that Natasha and I are in the same place because we have the same background. Exciting.
We are so in the same place.
Yes. But we are here to talk about the same topic, which is going to be so fun. We're talking about the UPTV movies so far in this holiday season. So in November, and it's going to be fun to cover them. And how are you doing, Natasha?
I'm doing good. I sound strangely like low because I think I just woke up, right? So my voice sounds like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Does it sound low?
I think it sounds normal. But yeah, y'all, Natasha is doing double duty today. Not only did she wake up for an 8 a.m. podcast in Singapore, but she waked up for an 8 a.m. podcast for 2 podcasts we're recording today. Amazing.
Oh my God. People are going to be like, Rachel, it's 8 a.m. It's not difficult. this goal is like high maintenance.
Y'all need to follow Natasha on Twitter and Instagram and tell her thank you for pushing through so much coverage on Hallmarkies podcast. We appreciate it so much. But how was your November? Did you have a nice November? Nice first part of the holiday season.
I think my life is like, the teaching life, right? I think in
Yeah.
November, it's like the climax of an action movie. So you're like, imagine me in Die Hard. Like, that's the situation. Yeah, because we have a lot of like assessments and marking, and it's end of school.
It's a busy
so
time.
It's like, it's busy. Yeah. Yeah, what about you? Exciting movies?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Thanksgiving, aside from the fact that my Facebook got this approved.
Yes.
So that was very frustrating, and I haven't been able to find anybody to help me. So if anyone listening out there can help me, please.
Yeah.
That's not a bot. Somebody real, please. But yeah, so that was a bummer. But other than that, it was a pretty good month. I was pretty happy with it.
I'm always reading when you tweet out like, help, right? Like Meta, okay, someone from Facebook and Meta,
Yeah, there's
can
always
someone
a
help
ton of
me?
bots.
And I'm looking through it to see if there's anything legit. And it's always so many bots.
None.
I'm like, wow.
I leave them up there because I just figure maybe if there's enough of them, maybe it'll catch someone's attention. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm desperate.
Yeah.
Desperate times.
Oh man, it sucks.
But other than that, it was really good. We had my cousin. What am I saying? We had my niece come into town for Thanksgiving, so that was nice to get to see her. And did 2 theater reviews of Christmas Carol, which was fun. 2 different, one musical, one non-musical, and then I have another theater review of Christmas Carol coming up next week.
It's the season.
Yeah, it is the season. But I'm currently now, as of this recording, I have now watched 85 Christmas movies, new Christmas movies.
Which number is like, no, I'm done.
Well, last year I did 125, so I figure I at least have to do that many this year.
We're in December.
So that means I still have it. I still have, what is it? 40 more.
Yeah.
Testing my math there for a second. But let's talk about Up TV. We had so much fun having Chrissy Miller, head of programming at Up TV, on our podcast. That was a blast with Bree, and Bree was going to be here for this, but sadly her grandmother passed away. So definitely our thoughts are with her right now. And I know she would love to be on this, but yeah, we're excited for the Up TV slate. And yeah, it's ended up being kind of a mixed bag, let's be honest, but it's going to be fun to talk about nonetheless. The first one we're going to talk about is Christmas in the Pines, and this was on the 5th, and it stars Jillian Murray and Dean Geyer. Director Gary Wheeler, writer Natasha Barone, an up-and-coming magazine writer and successful architect battle over ownership of an idyllic Christmas cottage. They soon discover that their cozy holiday getaway may not be the only thing they love.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that was the synopsis.
So in reality, the premise to this movie is basically both of these people end up buying the same house.
Yeah.
Right. And if either of them leave the premises, they will forfeit ownership of the house, which is totally insane and ridiculous. But that said, what did you think of this movie overall?
I liked it, I guess. It's like in the median range. I thought it was really sweet. I like the family festivities, how everyone gets involved, right? Christmas is the season for the family. Yeah. So I thought that, yeah, it was a very sweet movie, a bit too saccharine, I feel, but yeah, I felt that it lacked conflict because they were trying to do this like enemies-ish to lovers thing, and then they kind of like back down. They kind of like, oh, I don't want to do that. Maybe it's too nasty or something like that.
Yeah, this did feel very COVID-y to me. Because they like never leave this house and they're all kind of in this one. So I think this aired in Canada last year, pretty sure.
Okay.
I think it was very COVID-y. I think it was filmed because it has a 2021 release date on IMDb.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure this was pretty COVID-y. I think it was probably filmed in those early months, going out after. But I would call it sort of forced proximity trope that, these like that, that's classic for rom-com, these people that are forced to kind of spend time together and then they end up falling for each other. I mean, the whole concept of them losing ownership of this house if they leave is ludicrous, ridiculous. But like once you just kind of go with it, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
they were pretty fun. The banter, it felt
Yeah.
believable enough that this was like family and friends and whatever. And I really like Lee Allen Baker, who was on Good Luck Charlie on Disney Channel, which I loved.
Yeah.
I thought I think that's the best show that Disney Channel ever made, was Good Luck Charlie.
Wow.
I do, yeah. Well, you didn't like it?
I've never watched it, so I don't know.
Yeah. I do. I think it's good. It's I mean, I connected with it because it's about a teenager whose parents have a new baby when she's in high school. And so the whole premise of the show is that she's making these videos for her new baby sister, Charlie. It's Good Luck Charlie.
Oh.
And my mom had a baby when I was a freshman in high school. So I just kind of connected with it.
Oh, it sounds nice. It does. Okay, I have another thing to watch.
Yeah, it's a good show. No shade against it. But anyway, Lee Allen Baker played the mom on Good Luck Charlie, and I liked her in that. And then she's in this.
Yeah. She's good. She's good. Yeah,
she is good.
She's good. Yeah, she's memorable. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt that it lacked conflict. Like it needed more conflict.
That's true. I mean, just over the house, I guess that was the only real conflict. And them, like, she's writing an article about a Scrooge kind of character, and she starts out making it about him, and then he finds out about it, and he's all offended. So I guess that was the conflict.
But it's like it's a conflict that emerges like like in a very weird, contrived manner, because I feel like the boss is so unprofessional. I think if my employer ever did that, I'll be like, there's some workers' rights. Like, this is not right.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they struggle a lot of times in these movies with believable conflict because they
Yeah.
have to have something that they can bring up, but that they can also resolve pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I think that's true here. And but yeah, I mean, I'd give this one like 3.25 crowns out of 5.
Yeah. I think I might have 3.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the Christmas Masquerade. This was on the 6th. This stars Aaron Agostino and Corey Lee and David LaFontaine, director Michelle Ouellette and writer Julia Cranny. When Julianne is mistaken for her glamorous boss at a masquerade ball by a notoriously aloof businessman, she continues the ruse over Christmas. Will she be able to find real love in the makeshift fairy tale world they've created? So, overall, what did you think about this movie?
I didn't watch this one.
Oh, you didn't watch
Masquerade,
this one?
right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I watched this movie and I mentioned in my interview with Corey Lee, I was like, why did they have you stuck in this apartment the entire movie? This movie at times felt COVID-y, but her character, she basically spends the entire movie babysitting the daughter of this
Oh,
Aaron
yeah.
Agostino's character.
Yeah.
Because Aaron is pretending to be her
Yeah.
and through various conferences and whatever. Uh, but this movie is pretty bad. There's like a huge lie and, the liar reveal and everybody's all cranky about it and everything. And I didn't like that. But there is, I'm trying to find just one sec. So they're like this sort of uppity businessman that they talk about in the summary, aloof businessman. He has a sister who's pregnant,
Yeah.
and the two of them are like so snobby that I laughed whenever there was a scene with them. They really made it funny. I
Okay.
enjoyed them. It's I think Amy Mazzio and David LaFontaine. They were super snobs and hilarious. So they were really the only thing I liked in this movie. It's like them. They were,
Well, that's good.
yeah, they were just very
Okay.
like, "Ugh, I am never wearing that color of yellow or whatever, like just very,
Wow.
usually you don't go outside without a cravat on or, just like so snotty. It was so, they were funny to me. Very
Okay.
over the top, not realistic. Hopefully there's no one really like that because
I was just gonna say maybe we all know people like that, but I guess we don't.
but they weren't the main characters, unfortunately. Well, they were. So I would give this one a 2, maybe a 2.5 for the snobby siblings.
Wow.
They were
They go
really
out,
funny to
yeah.
me, but the plot was not great, and they misused Corey Lee. So. From the creator of the #1 Christmas podcast comes a new book to surprise and delight you into a happier holiday season. Christmas Past, The Fascinating Stories Behind Our Favorite Holidays Traditions by Brian Earl, is out now just in time for the holidays. Available in hardcover and ebook from Lions Press and as an audiobook narrated by the author from Recorded Books, behind every Christmas tradition is a story, often a forgotten one. When we pour the eggnog and trim the tree, we're continuing generations-old narratives without knowing they're starting chapters. Until now, Brian Earl brings the same wide-eyed fascination and cozy nostalgia from the podcast to the book. Featuring 26 short chapters and eye-catching graphics, you'll want to have it on your coffee table or mantle all season long. Find out why Apple Books named Christmas Past a must-listen and get a copy today wherever books are sold. And remember, it makes a great gift. Find out more at ChristmasPastPodcast.com. That's ChristmasPastPodcast.com. Let's keep
Oh, wow.
going.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the Christmas retreat. This was on the 11th with Rhiannon Fish and Clayton James and director Jason Bork, writer Erica Dushman. And it's when Kim's boyfriend breaks up with her. Instead of proposing, her mom whisks her away to a Christmas retreat where she meets the owner's unemployed brother, Mark. But will they be able to see past the mistakes neither one of them wants to admit and let the magic of the season connect them? I love both Rhiannon Fish and Clayton James. So already in the casting, they were pleasing me, I guess, in this movie. And Rhiannon Fish did sell this movie in her interview that I did with her for her
Yeah.
Nikki and Nora. She,
Yeah.
in that interview, she was just like, "This is my favorite movie I've ever made. The Christmas Retreat." I'm like, "Ooh."
Oh,
Yeah.
what a retreat.
Yeah. And I would say this one was fun. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it
Yeah,
was
I thought it
cute.
was good. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it was I think out of the whole bunch, I think it's one of the better ones.
agreed. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite, actually. Now I'm looking over all of these.
I don't, is it mine also? It might be.
Uh, but they had, I thought, good chemistry. It felt believable. It built up over time as they were doing different activities for the
Yes.
retreat. Did it make you want to go on this Christmas retreat?
I don't know if I can do the phone cleanse.
Oh, I
Like, I
know.
don't know
I
if I
know.
could do that. Oh man.
Evidently,
I
I can
guess
have my Facebook taken away and I end up dealing. So maybe I'm stronger than I think. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. Like me and Paul, like me and my husband before we got married, we had to do this like retreat. It's like a church thing. So
Uh-huh.
it's like basically you just spend like the weekend with like God and
Uh-huh.
this person you're gonna marry. So there was like no internet at the space. So basically I was not using my phone for the entire weekend.
I would hate that.
And I was so grumpy. Like, it was not good. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, this is the person I'm going to marry." I was like, "Preview." Yeah,
That's
well, we
really
got married, so
funny.
I guess we survived that retreat. But yeah, but I think what I enjoyed was I think the sweater making scene when they made the
Yeah,
sweater. I think
that
that
was
was kind of
fun.
cute. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, the different
Um,
activities were fun. They're
yeah,
making stuff but yeah, I'm the same way. I need to have my phone. Like to me, having to go without my phone is not
yeah,
relaxing. It increases the anxiety.
yeah.
Like one time I was going to a therapist. It was actually a sleep therapist, or because I have terrible insomnia. I have my whole life, literally since I was a little girl. I could not sleep. And so I was going to this sleep therapist who was actually amazing. She was great. And I was talking to her and she's like, "Well, why don't you go this whole weekend without using your phone?" And literally when she said that, like my whole body tensed up. And, and she was like, "Whoa." And this was before I was Hallmark podcast or anything. And she,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and she was like, "Okay, how about we do this afternoon?"
Yeah.
Okay. I knew afternoon.
Is it because she's thinking that you can't sleep because of your phone? Like you're on
Yeah,
your
yeah.
phone.
I mean, it makes sense because of the blue light and other things,
Yeah.
and that. So, I mean, she's absolutely right. But I don't know. It causes me anxiety, which is bad. I shouldn't have these, but there it is. It is what it is.
No, no. I totally agree. I think it's because it's like your main form of communicating with people.
Yeah, and
You
I
know.
just like
Yeah.
need it for I mean, you look at my calendar, like it's so busy.
Oh
You
my
see, that's
God.
just today. All these things
Yeah.
I have to do.
Yeah.
And it's just like if I don't have my calendar, I'm gonna screw it all up.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Could and have. But anyway, I agree with you 100% on that. But I thought that they had, nice chemistry, and there was like her past that was making her hesitant about jumping into
Yeah.
things, but then also like his past. So they had to work it all out.
Yeah. I think one thing I really noticed in this movie is, every time in these movies, the kiss always gets interrupted.
I know.
And I'm just like, and this time it was so
I was
weird.
so close. Yeah.
And this woman is like staring at them dead, and she's like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Dude, like,
Yeah.
can you not see like what's happening?"
I I'm so glad that they're starting to move away from the near kiss, because the problem I have with the near kiss, and I've said this many times before, is that it's not used effectively in the story to create tension. Because
Correct.
in real life, if I almost kiss somebody versus actually kissing them, I don't think it would be that different in the way that it affects my life, right? Like, it would still be like this thing, like, oh my gosh, we almost kissed. Like, in the way that it's treated in these movies, it's almost never treated that way. The near kiss is instantly forgotten, never addressed again. And so it's not like very effective as a storytelling device. Whereas, like,
Yeah.
if they actually kiss, like, they have to address that in the story. It can't just be ignored, because that's it. They did it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when it works, when the near kiss works, I think is when it's a near kiss with intention. I talked about this with Russell Heinlein, who did In Merry Measure. And in that movie, she says, I want to kiss you, but I'm leaving in a week, so I don't think it's a good idea. It's a near kiss with intention. So it actually works into the story, and it affects the characters, and it, so that's when it's well done, in my
Correct.
opinion.
Correct. Yeah. I don't
Not
know.
like
I feel like
there was a cell phone. It wouldn't be a cell phone in this movie, but there was like a bird. We're not gonna kiss anymore. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, if that lady interrupted me, I'd just be like, okay.
Yeah.
And just continue.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, wow. I'm in public.
Right. So, yeah, I agree about that. I
yeah.
agree about that.
I do feel it could have been more compact. Like, I
Yeah.
felt like because I think I watched it in like 2 sittings, because it felt like really long for some
Yeah.
reason. You know,
I can agree with that. And there's nothing like original about this. Like, if you're looking for something very creative, this is not it. This is like very basic, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. The secondary romance was cute. The mom and
Oh yeah.
yeah, the photographer.
Yeah, and she just dove in right away.
Yeah.
She's like, I've only
She's
got
like, my
time for living.
My daughter who?
And yeah, so I mean, I'd give this one probably 3.75 or 4, maybe even.
Yeah, I think I'm on a
3.75.
3.25.
Oh, okay.
Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
So then next we had A Tiny Home Christmas. This was on the 12th. Rebecca Dalton, Christopher Severite, and director Bill Corcoran, writer Allegra Newman, and Kate Pragnell. In order to save her family's contracting business, Blair reluctantly teams up with her ex-boyfriend and former co-star of a hit home design reality show to build a tiny home for the unsheltered in the community, rekindling old sparks in the process and just in time for Christmas. So this one, I actually thought this was a very interesting idea. And evidently somebody gave me an article that in LA, they are doing this. They are building tiny homes for the unhoused. And I think that I think it's like a legit interesting idea. Like, I know nothing about all the, what it would all go into or whatever, But like the way they were talking about in this movie, like giving everybody their own space and dignity, and you could lock the door and you wouldn't be scared of, because I know that's a barrier for a lot of people in going into housing shelters and stuff, is they don't feel safe with their family.
Yeah.
And it was like a place where they could actually, have a home for, even just a night, however long. I'm like, this seems like a really good idea.
Yeah.
Now the movie itself, I thought that they were both a little too unlikable for my taste, but I still overall enjoyed it. I enjoyed their, their banter, and I like these two actors. They were a little bit bratty at times, and I was just like, oh, why are you getting mad over this? And but I still overall, this was definitely one of the better ones on the network.
Yeah, I think I like this a little bit better than
Mhm.
Christmas Retreat.
I can see
I think I
that.
like the concept. I think
Yeah.
I thought the supporting characters were really good as well. Her father was good. He was very fatherly.
Yeah, he was.
Like there was one point where he was fixing the lights and he was so like authentic with it. Like it looked like he was about to fix the lights. Like he was like, wow, this guy is full on fathering and not acting anymore.
Right.
Even the guy, the guy who watched the show, that he was in the homeless shelter with his sons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I thought that there was something really like sweet about that. I don't know, like I like
Mhm.
the whole idea of volunteering, and yeah, and the fact that I guess they started their show wanting to do good for
Yeah.
people, and it was not just like Hollywood dreams and money and things like that. Like they really want to affect good. So I kind of like that at the core, that they are that kind of people,
Yeah.
that they want to do good and these kind of things. I thought that the leads had chemistry. Christopher was like really good at pining and
Yeah, he
yearning. Like he
really
would look at her, right? Yeah, and I was
he
like,
did do
ooh,
that long lingering stare quite well.
yeah.
But here's what I found, this article. It says that in that there's in Los Angeles a fenced compound with rows of little gabled houses like jumbo monopoly houses and bold patches of color painted across the ground. Alexandria Park Tiny Home Village, as it is formally named, is a new kind of homeless shelter opened in North Hollywood in April 2021. It consists of 103 so-called tiny homes, freestanding 8-foot by 8-foot rooms that house up to 2 residents each. Bathrooms, showers, and a laundry are on site. The shelter is run by nonprofit Hope of the Valley, which provides security, thrice daily meal service, and case management.
Wow.
So way to go. That sounds awesome to me.
Yeah. 100. Yeah, over
Yeah.
100. That's great. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
cool. I think. So anyway, I liked the idea. I thought this was a clever idea for a Christmas movie, and just a clever idea in general.
Yeah. I don't know. I was really invested in the building of the tiny home. I was like, oh, are they gonna get it done? Like, yeah. I don't know. I don't even the like political people, like the politicians, they
Yeah.
felt real, like they were annoying
I
in a
guess where it
very
lost
real
me
way.
was like her being huffy about his new partner, and then on the show, and just all that kind of stuff was like less interesting to me than if they were
Yeah.
just kind of just making these houses and working on it together.
Agree. I felt like it was kind of weird that she left and she didn't tell him why. That was a bit weird, and
Yeah.
that he didn't want to know why as well. Like that was a bit strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like why wouldn't you tell like this person you've been with for 8 years? Like you can't.
Yeah, I feel like you'd have a good conversation.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, I don't know. Like I felt that it needed more for us to kind of believe it. Like she just ran away. Like they
Mhm.
needed something a bit more, I felt.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it kind of felt like she had this thing going on at home, and then she didn't tell him, and she just left. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, which is not what you would at least have a conversation.
Yeah.
And that's always frustrating in rom-coms when like a 5-minute conversation can solve the whole plot. You see that quite a bit.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I still enjoyed this one. I'd give it 3.5 crowns.
Same. Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Then we have The Picture of Christmas. This was on the 13th. Chelsea Hobbs, Giles Panton, director David L. Strasser, writer Jessica Randall. An aspiring storybook illustrator in Manhattan returns home after inheriting her grandmother's Christmas tree farm. Inspired by the magic of Christmas and the farm's handsome caretaker, she's reminded of the things she once wanted in life. This seems to be the year for Giles Panton playing Christmas tree farmers. He has 2 movies this season. Christmas tree farmers. This is definitely the best of the 2, no question. It's still was a little dry, this one, but it's definitely better than that other one, in my opinion, at least. Again, this is pretty basic. We've seen it many times. The girl from the city coming to the country, falling in love with it. The grandma playing matchmaker from beyond the grave. All of that, all fun. The little girl was cute.
There's a ghost grandma. What?
Yeah. Or am I getting my movies confused? Yeah.
I do. I'm just like, wow, it's a ghost grandmother.
I was thinking
is she ghostly or is it just like a?
Yeah, she's inheriting her grandmother's Christmas tree farm.
Oh, okay, but she's not a ghost lah.
No, she's not actually in the movie, but she still is orchestrating this match behind the grave. Trying by making this all. You're confusing me, Natasha. What are you doing?
I thought ghost grandma. I have to keep
85 movies straight.
I was like, ghost grandma would really set it on the map. It would be like so different.
She's inherited her grandmother's Christmas tree farm. She comes back. She meets the handsome Christmas tree farm caretaker, played by Giles Panton.
Okay, I'm back on.
Has an adorable daughter. And then she falls in love with the country and the farmer. Yes. And there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I love both of these actors. This movie is fine. It's just a little boring.
Yeah, I guess.
I would give this one 3.25.
Okay.
If I had never seen a Christmas movie before, then I would probably be higher on this one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because it's not bad. It's just a little tired. Making me get all my movies confused. The other one, he's a Christmas tree farmer and she is a genealogist who comes to talk to him about the farm. And it was not great.
Oh, okay. What was this one called? Oh, okay.
What was that one called?
Yeah.
Let me see. What was it called? It's on the Zumo app, XUMO.
Oh.
Yeah. Or you can watch it on Great American Family, but we don't cover them. So let me see what it's called.
It's called more work.
So the other movie is called My Favorite Christmas Tree. And Giles Panton is a Christmas tree farmer in that movie. And he never wears a coat the entire movie. Just only like puffy vests. And I'm like, you're a Christmas tree farmer. You're out in the cold all day. You need a coat.
But he's been doing it for so many years.
Yes, he's acclimated.
Yeah.
But this one is better. This one, they have more chemistry. It's not as boring.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Merch Store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, Hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies Merch Store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies.
Okay, next we have the holiday swap. This is the one I didn't watch because I didn't realize that I didn't have the screener for it until too late. I tried to watch it today and I was like, oh, I don't have it. Okay. Stars Alex Paxton Beasley and Morgan David Jones. It's when two strangers mistakenly pick up the wrong piece of luggage at the airport. Each must use the intriguing contents within to track down the other's whereabouts in time for Christmas. So you saw this, right?
Yeah, I saw this.
All right. What'd you think?
Okay, I remember we were talking about this in the previews and we said that it sounded like whimsical, kind of fun and sleuthy. It's not.
Darn.
It's actually like really sentimental and quite sad.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. Okay, when it started, I didn't like it, but somehow along the way, it kind of got me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. Like, okay, so basically it starts with like her perspective. So it's told through two perspectives. The girls one first, and then after that it's the guys. And then we kind of see how it matches up together. Yeah. So it's like some like little things that she's doing in her narrative, right? And then later on we see it from his perspective.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's too bad because I mean you think about like What's Up Doc when there's all the different suitcases running around town.
Yeah.
You know, that's so funny. That movie is like absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And so that's too bad. They could have kind of paid homage.
Yeah.
To What's Up Doc. Not at all.
It's like sad. It's really sad.
Oh,
like
darn.
yeah, it's about like, regret, the love of your life, right? All those kind of things. Yeah. So I was like, okay, like the moment it started, I was like, the music is like not giving me like jaunty. Like, oh, it was just like, oh, this took a dark turn. Yeah. But this guy, Morgan David Jones, is really good. Like, I don't know if you,
I don't know him, no.
Yeah, I went to check out his Instagram after that because I was like, so that's on the level. If I'm bothered to so I thought he did like a really good job.
Oh, I have seen him before. Yeah, he's handsome.
Yeah. So he's cute. He was reasonably dreamy, I felt. And I thought that like I liked the premise. I felt like it didn't always land. Like sometimes the acting was a bit strange and the music was bizarre. Like they will be playing this like really chirpy kind of music or some kind of weird music, and then they will be talking about like serious like
he's in my favorite one of my favorites of recent years, Ghosts of Christmas Past. He's one of the people that she ghosts, I think, or her brother, I can't remember. Anyway, he's in there. Cool. Yeah.
It's a not great, but you kind of enjoy it movie.
Oh,
like
good. So what would you give it 1 to 5?
I think I would give it like a 3.25.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then we had Christmas Lucky Charm. And this stars Sujinga Sri and Adrian Spencer. I'm sorry, I pronounced that wrong probably. But it's every boyfriend Jessica has had found the love of his life right after he dated her. Just as Jessica leans into her unlucky love life and swears off dating for the Christmas season, a handsome gallery owner moves in across the street. So this one, you had told me that you didn't like this one.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was that bad. Like some of the acting is not the best, but I thought the concept was overall pretty cute. And I don't know. I guess maybe going in expecting just to be terrible helped it.
So you need me to like tell you before every movie. I'm like, Rachel, it sucks. And then you're like, yes.
But it has Cooper from Heartland, and I think he's kind of cute. And I
Is
like
he
Ish
Leo?
Morris, who plays like the other guy, but it wasn't really like a love triangle. I feel like they could have made his character kind of made it more of a love triangle, and that would have made it a little more fun.
That's what I wrote. I said she has more chemistry with the friend
Yeah, with
than she
Liam.
does with him. Yeah. Liam
Yeah.
is so he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
he's so handsome. We've had him on the podcast before. We have Corey Lee, his wife, just barely a couple of weeks ago. They're great. And yeah, that would have been, I think, more fun if she'd been kind of battling her feelings between both guys. But that really, he's hardly in the movie the last half.
Okay, yeah. Because after
Ish.
that he was kind of saddled with the friend, right? With
Yeah.
her friend. Yeah.
Yeah, her friend Allie. But I don't know, he's just not in the movie that much the last half of the movie. And so it's not
Oh.
like a serious rival for Mitch's affection. He's pretty much just him the whole time, and whether her bad luck will ruin it. That's kind of the main plot. But
Yeah.
I
I
feel
was
like
so hopeful when when he was like bandaging her finger or something, and then he held it, and I was like, ooh.
yeah, that
And
was
then I was
cute.
like, after that, when he got paired up with a friend, then I was like, oh god, okay, this is not. They're not gonna be in a love triangle,
Yeah.
so it wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah, it just could have added to the romantic tension and made it more kind of exciting. I thought the lead, Sujenja, I thought that she has potential. I think,
I thought she was decent. Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
I could see her being in these, and and I don't know, I thought she was cute, charming.
yeah. I thought that she did a good job being the bakery, the
Mhm.
quirky bakery owner. Like, I thought she nailed that.
Yeah,
The weird thing for me that took me out was that the cakes are fake.
yeah, that's true.
Like, she's carrying these cakes around. I'm like, that's not real. It's not a real cake.
Yeah, that's true. They should have at least just some of them like mixed in that are real, just to kind of,
Yeah.
and then they could like puff it out with fake. That would make it more.
Imagine the executives are like taking notes and they're like, oh, okay, this was your problem with the movie.
Like, at least make the frosting real. Like, you could just
Yeah.
frost a piece of styrofoam. We wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It has to feel like little things like this kind of take you out of the world
Mhm.
building, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'd probably give this one a 3.
I think it's like a 2 for me.
2. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds fine. All
Yeah.
right, that's it. We're done. We
Oh,
finished all for November.
yay.
So yeah, I think without question, the best 2 are The Christmas Retreat and The Tiny Home
Yeah.
from Up,
And
for sure.
I don't know if the holiday swap, if you like that guy, I think you might kind of enjoy it.
Mm. Well,
Yeah.
we have a bunch of fun ones looking forward to in December, particularly Santa Got Style. That one I feel like is going to be the best of
Oh my god.
Up TV. Let's hope. We'll see. I mean,
Rachel,
I'm
what
really
if we are-
excited
we
for
are
it.
so hyped for it, right? I kept asking you, remember? I'm like, when is
It's true in our
Santa's
group
Got
chat. You're like,
Style?
"What?" Oh.
Every day I'm texting Rachel. Like,
As soon as
"Where's
I
the
get that screener, I'm like sending it immediately to Natasha. Be like, wake up over there in Singapore and watch this now.
Please let it be good. Please let it be good.
Well, let us know what you think if you got to see any of these movies. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section or on Twitter. A reminder, our Facebook is not working, so don't go there. But Natasha, where can people find you?
Hi, people. You can find me still. I'm still standing on Twitter. I refuse to leave. Yeah, at Lit My Soul, you can read my work, and I do some Christmas movie reviews on culturedvouchers.com. We do film, TV, games, wrestling, books, and TV. So yeah, it's a fun time. Check us out.
Yes. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. Check that out. Also, make sure you're following the podcast, Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast on Twitter and Instagram at the moment. And TikTok. We're on TikTok. And,
Yay!
yes. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. I really appreciate that. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much too. And we'll have our playlist with all of our UpTV episodes. So please take a look at that. And we also have our patron group, which is tons of fun. And we have several really awesome watch alongs coming up, including a big one for any Good Witch fans coming up in January. So you want to subscribe, you want to sign up. We also have our merch store, which is the perfect place to get gifts for any holiday, Hallmarky, postable party fan in your life. Please help us check that out. They're really fun. And thanks again. And we'll talk to y'all later. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye.